Here's just a quick demo of how I will finish off the Damascus. First thing is this polishing file. I've had it for several years, and it's great for polishing off Damascus. I use it for ivory. A lot of knife makers and grip guys buy them to polish their ivory or clean up their steel. So anyway, the reason why this file is good is in the fact that we're using a white ceramic dust overlaid with clear diamond dust, typically used for engravers. And so with a perfectly white ceramic diamond dust, we're not going to impart any traditional abrasive like sandpaper into the Damascus and get it to look poor. So with this file, it's going to simply clean and polish in one step, and we're not leaving any residue or specks or something that later on show up pitting the Damascus or whatever. So I've already etched the Damascus. You can see it's kind of dirty stuff. But anyway, what we're going to simply do is we just want to hit the high spots. So I'm going to lay this polishing file on there, run my fingers over it, and there we go. And off we go. It's only hitting the high points and leaving the darker for the good contrast. If you notice, I'm wearing clear white gloves. That's not necessary, but because I work with waxes and different components, when I'm making grips, I didn't want to get any wax from my hands or oils from my hands to the Damascus. So anyway, you can see it's already pulling some of the impurities off the top, the silver part of the slide. So I can continue on cleaning this, either just going over lightly where I want to, or I can run it all the way up and down. For some of the tighter weave Damascus, the top of the slide over the edges, you can actually just start using a whipping motion, and I'm just hitting it, and it will continue to polish those high sides. I even go back and use one that's more wore out. You can see it's pretty polluted, and I will continue to get a better shine. But sticking with the first one, we'll just continue to move it over, lay it on top, and off we go. And when we're done, we simply find the places that I missed, trying to get in down in there, get along the top of the slide. If there's any dirt or something we want to get off, we just continue to go along and get it polished. And it's starting to come out really nice. Then the last thing is simply using the Renaissance wax. You really can't use too much of it, but if you apply it, you'll see that you just slide it on. It's a nice wet coat. I'm not trying to goop it in there, but it's a nice wet coat. You let it dry, high blow on it to speed it up, and then we're going to buff it off. And there we go. Starting to look good. Now, if we want to go back to the file again, we can. Again, each time, just working a higher and higher polish. The density of the foam, the hardness, the fact that it's a tight silicone, ceramic, diamond dust, composite, it is not going to get down into the grooves where the dark Damascus is. So we're able to just let it glide across. Don't want to press too hard, don't want to get down in there on this wide pattern here. Up here I could probably press harder, well I know I can, and get a much better polish because I don't have to worry about it getting into the grooves. And I think you're starting to see that mirror polish. There's a nice reflection. Looks like I got a little work to do up on the front. Again, the file continues to pull the stuff off the top, the dark stuff off the silvery, making it lighter, leaving the dark Damascus alone, thereby having an improved contrast. We could go back to the top of the slide and put some Renaissance wax on there, see if we like it. Blowing on it. Anyway, go back to polishing it and just simply rubbing it off. Kind of works better if you let it sit for, let's say, about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then come and rub it off. But definitely want to follow up with a large dose of Renaissance wax so it doesn't start to discolor, stain, rust, all those bad things. So that's the quick demo using the polishing file. The green, if there's some real corrosion or something, that'll pull it off, but that's kind of like about a 1,000 grit. The white side is about 15 to 20,000 grit, and then as it loads up with the metal impurities into the ceramic dust and the diamond dust, it'll continue to be a finer and finer grit without leaving residue on the Damascus. So there you go. That's the little demo.